damaging to destructive winds and severe thunderstorms to impact much of southwest WA today, including the Perth metropolitan area. Firstly, severe weather warnings are current for a huge area of WA, from Geraldton to Esperance and everywhere in between. If you live in these areas or know someone that does, you could experience winds strong enough today to bring down trees and power lines, cause power outages and even property damage, particularly as the front moves through later today. And that's why we're so concerned with the weather in these areas. Now, looking at the satellite and radar, we can see that cold front starting to move into far southwestern parts of WA. We've already seen some very heavy falls around the Busselton area in excess of 70 millimetres. And that front will slowly move up the coast into the Perth area at 10 a.m. and then into the wheat belt into the afternoon hours, with damaging to destructive winds, bursts of heavy rainfall, and then much colder temperatures behind that. Now, firstly, let's look at that wind in more detail. By this afternoon, we could see large areas of WA experiencing winds of 60 to 70 kilometres an hour, with gusts in excess of that. But then as we move into the early afternoon hours, some of these pink areas show winds that we could possibly see and experience in excess of 100 kilometres an hour. And it's in those areas we could see the damaging to property, trees and power lines. But as that front moves through, it will clear off. Now, focusing on rainfall, we're going to see a similar pattern with that heaviest falls moving through in the early afternoon along the coast and then mid to late afternoon as we go through inland areas. But do note here, it does weaken rapidly, so we're only expecting light falls much further inland. And we can see that when we look at the rainfall accumulation. Now, these numbers just give us an idea of what we're expecting, with heavier falls on the coast and lighter falls inland. They aren't the official forecast, but it gives us a good idea of the range we're expecting in southwest WA, with those heavier falls on the coast, moderate falls through the wheat belt and much lighter falls further inland. And finally, for those further east in WA, we're expecting a pretty hot and windy day through eastern parts of WA, and we've got extreme fire dangers forecast for this area, with temperatures in the mid-30s and strong and gusty winds. But even that will ease as we move into the afternoon hours. But also note the temperature drop in southwest WA as this front brings in a much cooler and drier air mass. So with all the weather going on today, it is important to stay up to date with the latest forecasts and warnings via our website, app and social media, and we'll continue to update the warnings throughout the day for WA.